Hi, everyone. Welcome to the week. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of this channel. And thank you so much for being part of this community. Um, the message. Okay. I like to start with the energy for the day and for the coming few days. Overwhelmingly, I was drawn to this. Isn't this awesome? Okay. So, and the message I heard was I almost got the writable mug so I could just get my Sharpie out and put it on there. It was love yourself. Love yourself the way you love others. Keep an open heart. Even if it's hard, even if it's scary, keep an open heart. So I thought, okay, that's a little vague, lovely, but a little vague. So I decided to use and I pulled some cards ahead of time because I was asking Spirit, we need more than that. Help us out here. So I'm using the old style Lenormand, and this is read a little differently than the tarot, but anyway, here we go. Excuse me while I get a sip of coffee. All right, so we have we have the coffin. Couldn't get any more clear than this. The scythe. So those two together, something is not just finished, and a conclusion has not just come to fruition. It is there is this whatever this situation is for you. If this is your reading, and remember, please remember, this is a general reading, but if this situation is your situation, it could not be more over. Okay, it would be impossible to be more over. But then we have the moon. Now this is a little different than tarot, but in this instance it means that this isn't hidden knowledge from you, but it's the way I'm hearing it is that, and I'm actually getting about 24 hours, like a day from when you see this. You are going to come into a new light. So right now you are at a rest and rejuvenation period, but something is completely finished and over. And when the sun rises and you don't see the moon, something will be clearly illuminated. I know that's not the traditional meaning for that card in this deck either, but you need to give yourself time to, I'm hearing, heal and grieve, those two things. And that could be a very short turnaround because I feel like it's been happening. Once that happens and when the sun comes up, you will be better equipped to handle a new reality. We're going to get into that a little bit more. All right, then we have bouquet. There is good coming. I promise you. It might not feel like it. It might not seem like it. There is good on the way. Mice. There's going to be a lot happening in the process. Okay, so I am getting that there's a lot of minutia, little tiny little bits and pieces that have to be all orchestrated, and it's driving you nuts. Okay, and also this is just a little tap on the shoulder reminder: don't get too worked up. You don't have to do everything overnight. Don't get too worked up. Don't get in your head about it. Just pace yourself. That's the message. Pace yourself. You have the key to your success. Follow your heart. Trust your heart. It will not lead you in the wrong direction, because this particular heart has wings. And those are representative of the beings of light with divinity. In the regular card deck, this would be a King of Hearts. So you have the key within you. You have everything you already need within you. You don't have to ask permission. And I'm getting that very strongly in this reading too. You will find your own harbor. You will find your own safety. And in doing so, you will also come upon the shore of the place where you will find your tribe, your people, your group. All right. Now, what is this about? Because I want to get a little bit more specific about this. Aha. All right. So we are going to use the Neoteric Feminine Tarot. I need another little sip. Hold on. Yay. Cheers. Mm-hmm. All right. So, Creator of all things, Mother and Father God, Help me to understand what the messages are for the collective. Help give me specifics. And I know this is a general reading and it's hard to get specifics. If there is more than one storyline or reading involved with this, help me to understand what it is. Give me the words, give me the wisdom, help me to know what to say to the collective on your behalf. Help me to answer any questions that may be posed. There's just so much going on individually with people's lives right now. Everything, I feel like everything might feel like it's in upheaval right now. Okay, this card, the Emperor. This has been coming out a lot. And this Emperor has horns, so it could be a Capricorn. I don't know. I don't know if that's, I don't think that's the sign that's normally associated with this card. But at any rate, so that may or may not apply. It doesn't matter. One way or the other, it's just the energy of the card that is most significant. And they want me to mention that everybody has so many placements in their astrological chart that your sun sign, your rising sign, your moon sign, all of those, all the different houses with different signs assigned to each house. Hi, baby. And it's wanting to open right here. So what is this card? The Queen of Wands. There we go. So just look at the energy of the card. Okay. Now this Queen of Wands is a little different. She doesn't just have a black cat. She's got a black panther at her feet. So be aware that you have immense resources at your disposal. Now that may not be financial. It may be financial. I don't know. If this is your reading, you have, I feel like those are spiritual, because that's usually a card of a very highly spiritual person. So you have immense spiritual resources at your disposal. Use them. Ask Spirit to step into your life and to guide it. Ask your guardians and your guides to step into your life. And it said, take the one on the top, the Magician. There you go. So you have the ability to manifest, to create what it is you want and what it is you want to see in your life. Do not ask permission. That's coming through very strongly. If you want to start a new career path, if you want to try a new line of work, if you want to move, if you want to buy a house, if you want to sell a house, if you want to go back to work, if you don't want to go back to work and you want to try a whole different career, be smart about it. This is a general reading. However, don't let anyone else dictate your life to you. Isn't that right, little baby girl? Mm-hmm. She's so cute. And she is a senior, I know. It's hard to believe. All right. So that makes the initial energy that much more clear. And it's interesting that it's a big old pink leopard with hearts on it, right? One thing people don't realize about Black Panthers, big black leopards, which is what they are, they actually have the same leopard print under the fur, but it's just because it's so dark you don't really see it. So a Black Panther is not solidly black. It has a pattern, but it's all very dark. The mingling of colors, it's so dark it's hard to discern. So they are basically a different variety of the leopard family. Yeah. So there you go. It all comes together. It always comes together at some point. This is an empowering. This is turning into a very empowering reading. You have resources to manifest and do what you want to do, and now's the time. Really think clearly about it. I feel like this is going to be in a personal life more so than a romantic life. Okay. So if this is about your financial well-being, your career path, your health, I feel like it's going to be health for some of you too. So health, wellness, anything for you personally that you can manifest. So that does not infringe upon the free will of anyone else. This is the time to do it. All right, so what time frame are we looking at? By the end of August, you're going to have an answer. Yeah. Or you're going to have an answer that will point you in the direction you need to go. Ask for the signs and synchronicities. That's been coming up in a lot of readings too. And remember your strength. I'm going to say this probably 15 million times. You don't have to ask permission to live your life. Okay? Remember that. What is it that is so motivating you? Even if other people tell you, oh, that's ridiculous, don't even try that. Well, first ask, why are they telling me I can't? Do they want to keep me down? Do they want to suffocate my dreams? They might. Maybe they're just afraid for you because they are too afraid themselves to try something. You will never know. There are safe ways to do everything. Or safer ways. Get all your ducks in a row. Think about it. Just like with that mouse card. All those little mice. They don't have to destroy something. They could actually be building a big nest. But each little tiny bit that they bring to it adds to the nest. That's a weird where to put it, I guess. I don't know. So this is the time I'm hearing the word experiment, reflect, and think about what will bring you the greatest level of soul satisfaction. That's a tall order. That's harder than it sounds. Put your biggest, wildest dreams on paper and then start looking at what can you realistically do today, one small thing to accomplish that. Sometimes we get so wrapped up in our head, like the mouse card again. We get so many little chewing away ideas in our mind, or the what ifs, or the doubts, that we convince ourselves it's impossible. Just write it down and go from there. Ask Spirit, show me the way to make this happen, or what I should be doing instead if this isn't it. But make it so clear and so overwhelming. All right, there we go. I do feel like we're still kind of in that phase of questioning. There are so many questions. Okay. I'm hearing the word secure your thoughts. Maybe that means something to you. I don't know. But if you secure your thoughts, let's see, I would assume that means logically sort through them. Start making a timeline or a list. And if you have to move it around, that's okay. Don't get too tripped up in the details. Now, so while I was just shuffling just now, this card moved out to the side, and I very clearly heard that one. And I could feel I'm sorry, little baby. And I could feel the energy radiating off it. So I'm like, all right, let's see what we've got. We got the Four of Wands. That is the ultimate celebration card, okay? So coming together with yourself, your ideas, your dreams, that's, in this reading, that's what it represents. And I'm asking Spirit, am I right? Yep. All right, so I am. All right. And it's not about being right. It's just listening to the voice of Spirit. So they want you to understand this life is meant to be lived, not in servitude. It's meant to be lived fully. Okay, this one got stuck in my hand and wouldn't let go. This is the King of Pentacles. And now I just dropped it on my lap. Okay, so the King of Pentacles. All right. So we have all these cards that are just randomly kind of popping out. That. Just help me out, Spirit. Okay, yeah. Groundedness. Security. If that is what you are longing for more than anything, how do you go about it? What do you have to do to get there? What do you need to do to make your life more secure? Are you going to be more secure so you can embrace a greater adventure, or do you want to just shut the world out and isolate? It's going to be different for different people. All right. Well, let's see what we've got, because that's a whole lot of advice. Because I always like to ask Spirit very often, what advice do you have for those watching that would resonate, for those that would resonate with this. And so that was a whole lot of advice. So let's see if we can get any specifics here. All right. Well, one came out. The Knight of Cups. What else? No? Okay, it didn't fall out, so we're not taking it. Anything else? This one flipped over in the deck. All right. All right. And there was one that was sticking way out of the side, and I'm like, well, it didn't fall out, but they said take it, so I did. All right, what else? Anything else? We have 3 cards here. All right, look on the bottom. Excellent. I will do that. And this one. All right. So, we have 5 cards on the table. 5 is the number of change. All right. Don't think we're going to need that again, so I'm going to put it in the box for now. All right, so we have the Knight of Cups. And that is a fancy prancing horse. Then we have the 5 of Cups. Kind of dismal looking. This person feels like their ship has left. That ship has sailed. But yet they don't realize there's this fancy prancing horse walking right up to him or her. And then we have the 2 of Cups coming into union. And look at that big lion head with the wings. A lot of strength. A lot of strength in this union. Okay, I'm also noticing the 2 snakes spiraling around the cup. That is the sign of the caduceus, which is used in the medical field a lot. I feel like someone is going to have a medical background that this will resonate with, or they will meet or have someone in his or her life that has a medical background, whether it's herbalism, cookery for health and cooking for health and wellness, a doctor, a nurse, a paramedic, it doesn't matter. Someone who is interested in health and wellness. It could even just be that simple. With a whole lot of strength. And divinely led. So someone may have a practice where they are divinely led to the healing solutions they need. So we've got this fancy prancing knight on a cup, or Knight of Cups, with the, what is that called? It was on the Olympics not too long ago. Forsage, Torsha, I don't remember now. But anyway, it's something about where the horses do fancy dancing. And that's what it amounts to. As you can tell, I did not grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth. So, anyway, we have then this person who, quite frankly, is littering the beach and feeling sorry for themselves, and they have no idea they have all of this coming with someone who has a pure heart. And I do feel like this is someone outside of them, because this is someone who's too busy looking at what they've lost. The next card is Justice. For some reason, this reminds me of Wednesday Addams. But we have the Justice card. So someone is going to make sure you see them and balance the scales. And then we have the 9 of Cups. Well, hello, I just dropped it, and it flew off the table. So, help me out, Spirit. Tell me what that means. Oh, my God. Ugh. All right, here we go. I got it. All right. T-shirt. All right. 9 of Cups that flew out of my hand and onto the floor. I feel like this one will be just a little bit off, but it will be 6 to 8 months. I'm just getting 6 to 8 months on that. 6 to 8 months for the 9 of Cups. Well, so 8, 9, I guess. This is when it is time for you to reap your harvest. And I don't mean of coins or pentacles, but I mean of cups. So this is someone who is getting ready to enjoy his or her life. You are very happy at this point, okay? And this is someone who, the I Don't Care Club. Yeah, I'm sure you all have heard about that. it's taking over, and I think it's fantastic. So this looks like someone who would belong to that. I don't care. I'm having a good time living my life. I'm just living my life. That's what she's saying. So you know what? This is actually, I feel like, I don't know if this person ever catches up. I really don't. However, we have a Knight of Cups coming in. Spirit, how do you want me to take this card? What do you want me to say about this? Because it almost feels like it's not even part of this spread. Oh, because it might not be. This could be somebody who is, or someone who is so wrapped up in their own thoughts that they're too busy watching you have health, wellness, justice on your side, balancing the scales of your life to bring to you the things that you want so that you can say, hey, I'm just living my life and reaping the bounty of your emotional harvest. This person could have the same thing, but they choose not to. Why is that? Too set in their ways? Not willing to change or adapt? And there's a certain level of guilt that's being carried with this person. So is this person part of this spread? Okay, here's the answer. To a small degree, there could be someone in the community who is a naysayer and a woe is me kind of person. The advice is to snap out of it. I mean, that's a harsh way to put it, but, you know, sometimes you just have to. Because if you want all the good things to come to you, you got to take ownership of your life. That's a little bit of tough love. Because if you don't, do you want to perpetually just see ships sailing and know that none of them are for you? Or do you want to turn around and say, well, hey, fancy horse, okay. To start taking control of your life, your health, your wellness, your finances, whatever it is. And I do feel like there's someone with some kind of medical knowledge here. So I don't know what that's about, but let's look into that a little bit more because I'm curious why that's coming up. The scales of justice, and you get to the point, you are loving your life. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. The Magical Hours Tarot. Let's take a look at this and see if we can get or glean a little information about what those snakes mean with the caduceus. And those are the two that kind of interweave like that. Now watch, that'll be what the video sticks on. And okay. Anyway, let's see what that means, because I want to know if that's something within you as a personal healer, or your healing abilities, or your diet and exercise, or literal knowledge that you have, or going into a wellness. For some of you, it could be going into a wellness center, and it may be herbalism or not traditional Western style medicine. For some of you, it could be that you are about to either make friends with or join a community of people who are like-minded healers, or maybe you are in some sort of medicine. All right. Magical Hours Tarot. Mother and Father God, please clarify what the caduceus means. Please clarify what those two snakes mean for the collective. If this is their reading for the collective, what does that mean? Okay. Help me to understand what that means, please. What is the caduceus? No? Okay. Because that one just kind of spun around under my fingers, but it didn't flip over. It didn't flip out. What is the caduceus for the collective? What does that mean? Why am I focusing on that in that particular card rather than the cups or even the people or whatever? Help me to understand. What is the caduceus? What does it symbolize? There we go. Finally, we got one. Page of Pentacles. So someone's getting ready to start a new endeavor. Someone is moving to a smaller town. Once you get there, you may end up either meeting or beginning a new skill or trade, and I feel like it has something to do with healing work in terms of either energy work, alternative healing, or probably. I was going to say possibly, but I said probably. So probably some sort of working with herbs or herbalism. Okay, so we have the other one that came out, the Eight of Cups. Interesting. Okay. And the choices, they're all filled with all these cups that she's using as a swing or like a hot air balloon lifting her into the sky. They are all filled, they're teacups, and they're all filled with plants. Oh, and I just saw the front of a shop with herbal teas and blends that could, it's hard to label things as medicinal because you have to prove it. So maybe you could just say suggested uses or something like that. I don't know. Talk to somebody with a legal background, perhaps that justice card. Talk to somebody with, if oh my word, oh goodness. Yeah, you might want to talk to somebody who would know the legal aspects of that. Okay, so we have two on the, we have two on the ground. Okay. One stay on the table. Okay, so we've got the Eight of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles. And the Eight of Wands. Holy moly. Oh gosh, this is significant. We got to dig into this. All right, this is it. We're finished with this deck right now. Thank you. You've been wonderful and beautiful. This is such a cool deck. Okay. I know a couple of people, they always have the coolest decks with the most beautiful artwork. You know who I'm talking about. Thank you. So, all right. This is incredible. All right, so we start with the Page of Pentacles, and then we end with the Star. So someone is fulfilling a dream. Perhaps it's a childhood dream. I think it is a childhood dream. You are getting ready to elevate. I feel like someone is going to move out of your, whether it's you move out of your sphere of understanding and people, or you just pick up and move altogether. But you are getting ready to step into a world that feels magical and mystical because you are going to work with the earth and you are going to work with earth energies. And very specifically, I think possibly plants, not in the form of like homeopathy where you would do the tinctures and all that. I do feel like this is someone who is going to have blended tea. So if you want a shop, I keep seeing a shop front, like a brick and mortar store with the big glass windows, and you walk in and it smells wonderful like herbs. And it may take a little learning and education, but if it's just a tea shop with maybe bulk herbs, and you walk in and start scooping those bulk herbs, or someone does it for you who works there. I don't know. Well, it's your shop, so I don't know. There is some blending happening of herbal concoctions. Yeah. This is amazing. This is really, truly amazing. Okay, so we start with the Page of Pentacles. We end with a Star. Brilliant. In the middle, we have three cards. All of them are 8. 8, 8, 8. 8 of Cups, 8 of Pentacles, 8 of Wands. The only one we don't have would be the 8 of Swords. So there is no strife with this. It is a good decision. Now, if you were wondering how this could happen, you can do two things at once. If you don't want to give up your day job because it gives you security, I've had a day job my entire lifetime, and then I've always done everything else on the side. Exhausting? Heck yeah. But it's more exhausting to live in fear of not being able to feed yourself or have a roof over your head when it's wet and it's raining and snowy or whatever. So, 8 of Cups. And this looks like the shop. 8 of Pentacles. Eight of Wands. And this is a young woman. She looks like she's standing at a vining plant. The first thing I heard was hibiscus, but that's not a hibiscus plant. And from her heart, what is coming out from her heart? It's like a door opened on her heart. And they're letters. There's a ton of letters just flying out from her chest. So maybe someone is also going to write a book that takes place in a tea shop. But all of those wands above her head, they are not a burden. She is looking at them as a protective barrier. She is not asking permission. This is fascinating. This is really fascinating. All right. Okay. So the number 8. Very often it has to do with prosperity and abundance of all types. Turn it on its side, it's the infinity card. That is the infinity sign. The infinity sign is over the magician's head in tarot. This is card 17. Add it together and what do you get? Another 8. Your ultimate desires for safety, wellness, prosperity, emotional abundance, literal abundance is coming. It's just going to take a little while to get here. I think this is one of the best readings we've had in a very, very long time. Thank you, Spirit. You are at the Page of Pentacles point. So you're at the start of it if this is your reading. It doesn't matter whether you are creating the teas, and you may start selling online first. Who knows? Find out what the laws are about creating and selling any food sources, though. So we have a page. We have the 8 of Cups, 8 of Pentacles, 8 of Wands. Card 17, the Star, which you added together, a 7 and a 1, and it's an 8. So there are, basically, we end, this whole reading is nothing but 8s, except for the Page of Pentacles. And that's because you're at the beginning of it. You're at the beginning of your journey. I do feel like this has to do with something creative. Creative, yet healing. So whether you are writing about it, whether you're writing a book of your recipes, whether you're gardening, whether you're, whatever it is, there's a lot of facets to this. Perhaps you're getting ready to enroll in an online school about herbalism. Whatever it is you are going to do, I feel like there is a lot of movement involved. This is incredibly exciting. And it is going to fill every need of your heart. And when I just looked up at the little clock on the top of my phone here, it had, the time was 33:33. Yeah. You add all that together, it ends up at 3. Okay. So I'm going to leave this there because this is an absolute perfect reading as is. Those numbers are significant. And we just came out of Lionsgate. And you all know I'm not big on astrology because I don't know a lot about it, but I'm fascinated by it. We just came out of Lionsgate, huh, baby? Which was 8/8. Yeah. So, there you go. If this is your reading, I am thrilled for you. It doesn't matter whether you're writing a book, and it could be fiction or nonfiction, whether you're opening an herbal shop. You may even, I feel like it's more in that vein rather than traditional medicine, but you may know someone in traditional medicine that could end up being a strong ally to you or a friend. Hi, baby. You're going to find your place and you're going to find your niche. All right. That was a wonderful reading. Thank you for being here. And Yeah, this is very clearly those two initial cards with with the coffin and the scythe. That ending had to happen in order to open you up to the possibility of where you will end up. I am thrilled for you. Congratulations. All right, everyone. Take care. Be well, and we will talk soon. Oh, and they're saying don't forget, it could also be energetic healing. Start with yourself. All right. Thank you. We'll talk soon.